I found my girlfriend's hormone pills, which are usually taken after a change of relation. My Olivia used to be a man. I planned on proposing to her, but that made me change my mind. And I decided to find out about her past first. Olivia couldn't have children. She told me this almost immediately after we met. It wasn't a problem for me because I was adopted too. However, Olivia never told me why she was infertile. Finally, I found the right time to read it up. Honey, I still don't know why you can't have children. This question scared Olivia. I didn't want to hurt her, so I calmed her down. I just want us to be even closer.
It all started when I was younger. Women's problems.
And then she said she was busy. I suspected that she was unlikely to tell me the truth. So I decided to find out about her past in a different way. I easily got Olivia's fingerprints, and I ran them through the database. All of a sudden, there was a match. A guy named Oliver Matthews was a victim of a brutal assault 10 years back. After much consideration, I clicked on the photo and immediately recognized him. It was my Olivia. If someone found out, I'd become a laughingstock. I could even get fired. Imagine that. A police officer sleeping with another man. I was disgusted with myself. In a daze, I left the police station. Anger and disgust were tearing me from the inside out. Then I saw Olivia. She was bringing me lunch to work. I decided to test her one more time. Hey, Oliver! She turned around and was frightened by what she heard. Is there anything you want to tell me? I showed her the file with her old photos, and her eyes filled with tears.
Please, forgive me. I fell in love with you so much that I was afraid to tell you the truth. I was afraid of losing you.
She said she was glad I found out, because that secret had been slowly killing her every day. That was the first time Olivia had been so honest with me. She said that she felt like a woman even since she was a child. Her parents thought little Oliver was sick, and her classmates brutally bullied her. Still, none of that changed her essence. At the age of 18, she had a sex change, and it was the best decision of her life. Olivia wanted to hug me, but I pushed her away. Don't touch me. Our relationship is an abomination. It was hard being away from her, but I kept telling myself that it was better that way. Everyone would condemn us if they knew the truth. So I found myself a new regular girlfriend and tried to forget my previous relationship as if it was just a bad dream. Yet, nothing worked. I felt nothing but sadness and emptiness. One day, I realized I couldn't live like that anymore, and did what I had dreamed of the most. Will you marry me? I realized that I loved her, and I didn't care who she used to be and what the whole world thought of it. Remember, love has no boundaries, no gender. Love is love, and you can love anyone you want.
I saw concerning marks on my daughter's body. Was my Zoe being bullied at school? But no, I was wrong. My daughter grabbed a brush and rubbed it against her skin with all her might. Her eyes were filled with tears and her hands were shaking. I have never seen my daughter so miserable.
I wanted to wash my skin and become white.
But why? What happened?
Dark skin keeps me from being who I want to be.
I couldn't sleep a wink all night, and even found a child psychologist for my daughter. However, the very next day, Zoe didn't want to be seen. She did not open the door to her room. And it took her a suspiciously long time to get ready for school. When she finally came out, she shocked me with her appearance. Her skin was completely white. My daughter painted herself with watercolor paint. I immediately told her to wash the terrible makeup off. But Zoe categorically refused. I felt like something terrible was happening at school. And I urgently had to find out what exactly. When we arrived, the first thing Zoe did was run, not to her classroom, but to the drama club. We were greeted by Mrs. Adams, the head of the school theater. She was surprised by my daughter's appearance. But Zoe started twirling joyfully in front of her.
You said only a white girl could play Snow White. What about now? Can I play the part?
I was shocked by what I heard and asked Zoe to give us a moment alone. Did you really forbid my daughter from playing Snow White? That's discrimination based on skin color.
Tell me, where do you see a dark-skinned princess?
I told her that the world had changed and that no one cared about the skin color of a princess. But Mrs. Adams was very conservative and had a different opinion. So I decided to make my daughter leave the drama club. After hearing that, Zoe burst into tears.
Please don't! I dream of playing the leading role!
I explained that hiding her true self was wrong and strictly forbade her from playing with makeup. Zoe got angry and stopped talking to me. I was afraid of losing touch with my baby. So I thought of a way to show her that being herself was beautiful. The next morning, we met in the kitchen as usual. But my daughter almost didn't recognize me. I changed not only my skin color, but also my hairstyle and even the color of my eyes. I felt how uncomfortable Zoe was standing next to me.
Mommy, you're scaring me! Go back to the way you were! I liked how you were before!
Let's just be the two of us again, shall we? Zoe ended up listening to me. She promised to wash her makeup off and that she wouldn't be ashamed of her skin. As for me, I promised her that she would be the main character in the play, and I already had the perfect plan.
Dear guests, I bring to your attention the play Snow White.
My Zoe appeared on the stage without makeup. Mrs. Adams was surprised and immediately wanted to stop the play. But I didn't let her get to the stage. Look carefully, and you will see yourself in it. I let her know that I told the other kids what she did to Zoe, and that they were very upset. So much that I offered them a new version of the fairy tale. In the modern version, the evil queen hated Snow White because of her dark skin. So she ordered the hunter to get rid of the princess, unless she became white. However, the 7 dwarfs managed to save Snow White, and she was finally able to be herself. At the end of the play, the room was completely silent. But the seconds later, everyone started applauding. And even Mrs. Adams decided to apologize to her.
It seems like you were right. The world has changed, and anyone can be a princess today, regardless of skin color.
It doesn't matter what color your skin is. What's important is who you are on the inside.
I put a sock in my underpants to look bigger down there. After all, I was afraid that everyone would know about my flow and laugh at me like my first girlfriend. As a teenager, I hoped that my little friend would grow, and every day I would measure it with a ruler. I did that until I was 18. Yet, the miracle never happened, and now, in order to look cooler, I try to make up for my flow with my body, clothes, and a car.
You know what they say about people with big cars? They have tiny things in their pants.
That mockery happened quite often. But it wasn't worse than my first time with a girl. Because she laughed right in my face.
Oh, the actor had a much bigger one in the film.
Since then, I told myself that no one would ever see me naked again. I didn't date any girls for 5 years. One day, Christy accidentally appeared in my life. At first, we just texted. Then we met in person. I fell in love, but did everything in my power not to be alone with her. After all, I knew that no sock could help me in that situation. I miraculously managed to avoid intimacy with her for a year. And all of a sudden, Christy showed up at my house.
I don't know what you are doing today, but it can wait.
But
Let's go. We have wasted so much time already.
I was shaken and didn't know what was worse, get naked or to lose my beloved girlfriend. I felt so good in her arms, but the thoughts about my flow didn't let me relax. I'm sorry, I really have to go.
If you think I'm ugly, just say it.
I saw her tears for the first time, and they led me to make the most important decision of my life. Surgery. The ultimate roulette. It's not about you, don't cry. I didn't mean to upset you, but I'm going to have surgery and will be in recovery for a month. Christy demanded details and asked to come with me, but I said no. No, I'll go alone. However, I want to see you in the same outfit here in a month. Unfortunately, my test results were not good. I tried to force myself to grow down there many times in the past by taking not certified pills I found on the internet. They were quite harmful to my health.
I'm not sure that your heart can handle the surgery.
I had a choice to make: change my life or lose it. I decided to go all in. After what need did I have for a life in which I had to keep a sock in my underwear at all times? I took full responsibility for the surgery and wanted the anesthesia to kick in as soon as possible. Suddenly, I heard Christy's voice. I thought I was dreaming, but she told the doctors to stop the surgery. As it turned out, Christy found the clinic's brochure at my place. She put all the pieces together and rushed to save me. I returned home quite depressed because now my girlfriend knew about my problem. Yet, she didn't run away. On the contrary, she stayed with me and was so gentle. The worst day turned into the best night of my life. In the morning, Christy told me,
I won't lie to you. You don't have a big one, but you're very good at using it, unlike some of my ex-partners.
Christy's ex-boyfriends only thought about themselves in bed, and I was the first one who cared about her comfort and pleasure. That was when I realized that what's important is not the size of you have in your pants, but your self-confidence and the love you have for a partner. Remember, no one can cause you to have an inferiority complex without your consent.
After my husband gained weight, I started charging him for every night we spent together. $1 per pound. You owe me $350. And all the money Carl gave me, I would spend it on my lover. Carl was overweight and insecure as a child. He was bullied at school and had a lot of childhood traumas, which he kept even after growing up and losing weight. I used that to my advantage. I started giving him growth hormones on purpose so he would get fat and become insecure again. That way, I could easily manipulate him. My plan worked, and I ended up with a perfect life. I felt like I had found my other half, my soulmate. I was ready to make every single one of his wishes come true. And it went on like that for months. Fortunately, my husband used to go on business trips quite often, so Mike and I could be together all day long. We merged and became the closest people in the world. Honey, I'm shaving.
You turn me on either way, babe.
I'd spend every penny on my lover. After all, I was sure that my husband would give me more money. When Carl returned from yet another business trip, I decided to double the price right off the bat. Tonight is worth $5,000. However, Carl laughed it in my face. Only then did I notice that Carl had not only lost the weight, but his self-confidence had skyrocketed. He silently led me to the mirror, and what I saw shocked me. I had gained 45 pounds and stopped shaving. Plus, my new short hairstyle was disgusting. I used to gloat so much about manipulating Carl that I failed to notice that I had been manipulated as well. Mike didn't love me. He loved the money I would spend on him. He quickly realized that I was only an intermediary and figured out that he could earn more by telling my husband the truth.
I paid him. Twice as much, in fact.
Carl filed for divorce the very next day, and Mike stopped answering my calls. I thought of my ability to manipulate people as a gift, but as it turned out, it was a curse. Remember, evil is like a boomerang. It will come back to you and hit you from behind.